Hello and welcome to another tutorial video. We will look at hero's pose. So hero's pose is when you're sitting with your sit bones between your heels, just like that. Your knees are together, facing forward. And yeah, from your hero, you can go into your reclined heroes, right? But that's a huge journey. And if you're going into your reclined heroes and you feel your knees lift, you've gone too far. So maybe just go into your elbows, and then that way you can work on grounding yourself from heroes will help. And when you get into the reclined action, the amount of hip opening that happens is amazing. So you're in your heroes here, working, right? The flexion in your knees. Sometimes people have knee injuries, and yeah, sure, don't go so deep into your heroes and things like that. But from my experience, I find when you do the bending actions like this, even though you do have a knee injury, if you go nice and smooth and soft, it actually helps, in my opinion, right? And yeah, so when I first started, getting my bum and completely to the ground was inaccessible. And some days, depending on how tight I am, right, it's very hard to do. So we can always get the block, put it between your ankles, and come to a sitting position like that, right? And then you're in your heroes. You can still work on reclining a little bit back from there to work your hip opening. Um, yeah, so that is completely an option. And then eventually you can graduate, I like to use that word, to your blanket. You just got to make sure if you're using the blanket, whatever side you're using is even, right? It's not this side's a lot thicker than that side's thin, because it's going to create not an even surface. Do your best to not have your knees pointing out to the sides. Keep your inner lines drawn together like this, right? Your toes, I like to curl, have my big toes face in towards the body like that. It's hard to have the shins directly centered, so they will start to open outward slightly, and your feet are almost supinating a bit, just very minuscule. And yeah, tucking your toes in towards your body will help. In heroes, you can use this as kind of a start of class. If people aren't as accessible to get right into your heroes, as I said, a bolster or your blanket will help be able to keep that person in the centering portion of your class and feel ease in it, right? You can do your hand circles up, you can do side bends, you can do twists, tricep flexion, right? A whole bunch of things. And yeah, so your heroes is good like that. And sometimes too, by having your one leg straight out, it's just a bit more accessible to get into. So we're in a half heroes and a bit less strenuous on your knees, right? So maybe this is a more potential to work on. It's a bit harder in class because say they're doing heroes for 3 minutes, well, you have to understand and mentally know, oh, this was about half the 3 minutes. Okay, I'm going to switch to the other half hero size. So that's where I say use a block or blanket, make it accessible to be in full heroes in someone else's class, so you don't always have to switch from half side to half side. So the half heroes will be less stress on your knees, and it is more accessible to get into your back bends. And then your full back bend, or you're lying down on your back, and making sure, right, if this knee is hovering too much, the odd time you can put a blanket underneath it. But in my opinion, you've gone too far. So if it hovers when you're lying down, but then when your elbows are here, it doesn't, well, you know where to go and stay for now until you build up the alignment to go a bit deeper. When you're in your full heroes, right, you can bend the knee for an option. It kind of grounds your left side a bit more, opens that hip a bit more. And then you can bring your knee into your chest for a hug, further opening that knee. Some people will lengthen their leg up, right? Um, yeah, so on your own practice, if the full variations of moves are hard to get into, go into the half variations. Good for building that knee mobility and the ease. Yeah, little back bend action happening when you start to lean back, opening your chest, opening your throat chakra. So think about those things. And hopefully this has helped build awareness and helped you take away something from the hero's position that you did not know already, or if you already knew it, it just gave you a different look, insight on what you already knew. Thanks for joining. I'll see you next time. Bye.